Now doesn't this just bring back good memories? Hello everybody, this is Mr. 831. We're gonna do a little experiment here. I'm not really sure how to start this off, but this is intended to be a experimentation, if you will, of the early 3D Lego computer games. This is an idea I just got in my mind because I had just built a new well, not really built, but I just got a new old computer. I will flash a picture of it on screen right now. Here it is, right here. And ultimately, this build ended up being a Pentium MMX 233 megahertz, and I gave it an S3 ViRGE graphics card and a 3DFX Voodoo accelerator. In a sense, this is kind of the computer that I always wanted to have when I was really young, but never could because, you know, parents wouldn't let me. But I mean, understandably so. I mean, I would have been a spoiled kid if that had been the case. But effectively, this would have been a pretty high-end rig by 1997, and it would have been a low-end machine by the end of 1999 or so. And the 3DFX Voodoo was one of the first really big 3D accelerator cards on the market. It was one of the, or it kind of was the very first thing that really brought the computer game world to be a serious competitor in the 3D market. This was 2 years after the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation had hit the market. So I thought I would do a fun little experiment and play all of the first 5 Lego games with this accelerator card and see how it fared. Because a lot of the people I know who have played these games, they didn't really start playing them until years after they had come out, and they played them on much better machines than what they were originally intended for. And I just thought it would be kind of cool to show off exactly how these games would have played if you had bought what was then a brand new computer. And I've had a lot of fun with this rig so far. But anyway, the games I'll be testing here will be, there will be 5. So first off, the first game, Lego Island, then Lego Chess, then Creator, then Racers, and finally Rock Raiders. Now, I know I'm skipping one game in that set, and that would be Lego Loco, and number 1, it's because it's not a very interesting game, and number 2, it's not a 3D game, so I thought it would be kind of pointless to show it. I mean, I imagine it runs pretty much exactly how you expect it, maybe a little slower, but I didn't feel it was worth wasting time on that one. Oh, and I guess I missed this in the going over the specs. This computer also has 80 megabytes of RAM, and also Sound Blaster 16 card, which is pretty much the classic de facto sound card. So that normally wouldn't matter at all until we get to Lego Chess, which uses a MIDI-based score. So why don't we go ahead and get this show on the road? So you can see here I got the Voodoo graphics set up. I'm going to apply that gamma correction. And then you'll also see the S3 refresh here. That's for the S3 ViRGE card. So anyway, and yes, it is 11:17 p.m. Oh, this is my life, man. I'll go ahead and show off the configuration utility, and the screen's gonna flash like that. By the way, I apologize about the resolution box that'll keep showing up in the corner. That's just gonna be, you're just gonna have to get used to it. I'm sorry. But anyway, you can see I've got all of the settings turned up as high as they will go. And here's something interesting. If you've ever used the config utility, you probably know that these all say primary device next to them. Well, here's an example of where it says secondary. And the reason it says secondary is because the Voodoo graphics card is actually a separate card from the main GPU. And the way that it would work is that you would have the 2D card and the 3D card in the same computer, and the 3D card would have both a male and a female VGA connector on it, and you would use like a little tiny extension cord from your 2D card to the male port on the 3D card, and then you would actually hook the monitor up to the female port on the 3D card. So it was basically a little pass-through. And the S3 ViRGE actually also has some 3D accelerator capability, but it's really horrible. But if we were to pick this one, we'd be using the S3 ViRGE instead of the Voodoo. But this is the Voodoo. And then something else worth mentioning is that the Voodoo card cannot render the Windows cursor because reasons. So we actually have to have the draw cursor option enabled in order to play it. So if you ever wondered what that option was for, there you go. That's what it's needed for. This game always takes quite a while to load. The video is actually a little bit slow, which is a little bit disappointing. Yeah, you'll see it's really stuttery and choppy. I really don't know why that is. Which, I know the video quality in this game really isn't that good to begin with, considering it's smacker video, but still, I feel like it could be a little bit better than this. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and skip that.
Hello! Hola! Welcome! Bienvenue! Konnichiwa! Aloha! How you doing? Yo! And in any language, welcome to Lego Island! Oh, I almost forgot. If you haven't done so already, select our big blue brick book and sign in, please.
So, you'll definitely notice the frame rate's not particularly great, although also of particular notice the fact that the cursor refreshes really slowly, so it's a bit annoying to use in this mode. We'll go ahead and sign in, and it'll lag like that, apparently. I already made a name for this.
Okay.
So anyway, let's just get to the chase here. Go outside.
Oh my.
And yeah, here we are. This is definitely better than the average old computer I've tried this game on. The frame rate's not particularly ideal, but it's pretty playable, and it runs pretty smoothly for a computer made in 1997. Well, I don't really know if 1997 is accurate for this. Oh, hi, Captain D-ROM. I don't really feel like talking to you.
I just
love hi.
two-wheelers. Remember, if you ever...
So we can just zoom around on the motorcycle here. And we can also make this motorcycle go rogue like this.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Or not. Let's try that again. Yep, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Alrighty, well, we'll just let that thing do its thing. One thing worth stating is that in Direct 3D HAL mode, the textures are smoothed out, whereas if you were using any of the other three modes, these would be like all blocky and sharp. I'm not really sure which look I prefer, to be honest, but yeah, makes the textures look a little bit nicer, I guess, although I kind of have a soft spot for the not smoothed textures. And I've also played this on the, oh, actually, runs kind of well here. I mean, of course, I'm just looking out into the ocean, which is just a big flat texture map. But yeah, I mean, so I was saying, I've actually played this on the S3 ViRGE as well, and all the textures were completely messed up, but it otherwise ran okay-ish.
That skateboard of yours is a vehicle.
I guess I'll go ahead and show what building a helicopter looks like. Oh gosh, this is like really strange to use. Well, first we can go eat some donuts. So yeah, it's definitely easy to notice that the shelf switch animation runs a little too, or actually quite a bit too fast on here. Not quite in sync with the sound of the tap-tap. But anyway, that was pretty much all I wanted to show. I'll hit the escape key so we can go to the quit sequence.
Are you ready to leave Lego Island?
Yes,
if you
yes I
select
am.
a green brick, you go. If you select a red brick, you stay. Green go, red stay.
How many of you ever thought you would properly see that sequence in Direct 3D HAL mode?
Thanks for the
That
visit.
took quite a bit for it to register to click.
Come back anytime. We'll miss you.
Oh, hi. That was not supposed to happen. So anyway, that was Lego Island. So I guess up next will be Lego Chess. So actually, here's something interesting. I just got my Lego Chess disc in the mail today, and I looked carefully at it, and it's actually a former library copy. It used to be owned by what looks like the West Lynn Public Library in Oregon. So that's kind of bizarre to think about. And the previous owner actually tried to scribble it out in Sharpie and hope I wouldn't notice, which didn't really work out too well. But let's go ahead and put this disc in. We can get this game on the road. Now, a lot of people tend to be a little bit iffy towards this game. Like, a lot of people say it hasn't aged very well, and I can kind of understand the criticism, but I think people are a little too hard on it. I'm going to exit out of that and actually go to the config utility. Yeah, I think people are a little bit too hard on it. It's not a great game per se, but I learned how to play chess on it, and it's got a lot of funny moments in the cutscenes whenever you capture a piece, and I don't know. I think a lot of people give it too hard of a time, and I really enjoyed it when I was little, even though I never personally owned it. I just had a friend who had it. But anyway, these are all of the different settings. The glide driver is actually what's worked best for me. Software driver, I assume that's a software 3D mode. I can't imagine that would run well, like, at all. And then there's the 3D. I don't really know what the difference between these two are. I guess this is the Direct 3D driver, and this is Glide. And for those who aren't aware, Glide actually was 3DFX's custom API for their custom graphics API, and it's actually the reason that Voodoo cards are very sought after, because a ton of games supported it, and it's a really good graphics API. So, but yeah, I've had the best results on that one. I couldn't even get this one to work at all. Like, everything was just white and washed out, and whenever I tried to proceed to the main menu, the music would get stuck. So I apologize, I have the resolution too low so you can't see that. This is actually a later release. You saw it had a 2002 copyright date on it. I'll close that. Play Lego Chess. Oh man, the 3DFX splash screen. That's a classic. And I do apologize, you have to watch through this every single time. Can't skip it. Chrysalis Software, that's the developer of this game. Hopefully the MIDI volume isn't too high up. And yeah, you can see I've already started a game here. I actually just started this one today.
Hi, I'm the king. Welcome to my castle. Show me what you want to do.
So, if you are familiar with this game, you're probably hearing the music right now and thinking, what in the world? This sounds totally wrong. The music is not supposed to sound like this. Well, actually, it is. This is the synthesizer for the Sound Blaster 16. It's an OPL3, and it's actually a very close relative to the Sega Genesis's sound chip. So, well, also called the Mega Drive in Europe. So, yes, the MIDI actually is supposed to sound like this. At least in this computer, anyway. Let's make sure. Yeah, okay, so I've got everything turned up as high as it'll go. And we'll just play a quick game here. I'll play with the pirates, because that's my favorite theme. And I'm really bad at chess, so we're just going to stick with the default 25 level. So yeah, at first it looks really laggy, but honestly, it's fairly playable. I mean, it does feel a little bit cumbersome if you're used to how this game plays on modern computers at a full 60 frames a second, but I kind of like it. I'm gonna see if I can show off the castling animation. Not really playing this seriously, so I want to put him there. He could get captured by that knight. I just love the music in this game. It's just really relaxing. We'll castle this king. I really do have a soft spot for this game. Again, it's not great. It's, you know, it's certainly a flawed game. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, I guess I'll move this pawn forward. I really have no idea what I'm doing. Well, he didn't move him out of the way, so I'll go ahead and capture him so we can show off a cutscene. This game just has such cartoonish cutscenes, and I love it. It's really corny, but, you know, it's 90s corniness. Can't really complain. Boy, I'm gonna end up trying to actually play this unironically. I used to love these cutscenes when I was young. Oh, he castled his king. Okay. No, I'm not doing that. That's overkill. No. Move this pawn so I can get this rook moving. Let's see, no, nobody's in danger there. Why did he do that? Is he trying to trick me into something here? Seriously, why did he do that? I mean, I guess I had the difficulty low, that's probably why. That was a pretty simple cutscene. I could just listen to this Sound Blaster music all day. I just love it. Alright, what is he doing with that queen? he's trying to get my knight. Now, if I capture any of those pieces, I'm vulnerable. It's kind of the only option I have. What to do? Help me! I don't know what to do! I'll get this knight out of my... I don't know what you call it, start. I can't put him there because that makes him vulnerable. Move this guy forward, I guess. Why did he do that? Oh, again, probably because he's on a low difficulty level. Alright, I guess I'll show this and then we'll move on to the next game. Alrighty. Well, I'll show what these buttons up here do. Oh, that's interesting. You can... Wait, what? We already saw this one. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a 2D mode. And what do these do? Range pieces, swap sides, save, load. Okay, what's a range pieces do? Oh, you can just move them wherever the heck you want. That's interesting. So you can basically cheat. Huh. Yeah, and you can also do this whole 3D view. And what happens if you do this? Oh, it just zooms in as usual. Okay. I don't even know if that was a good move or not. Take back last move. Wow, okay. Huh. Wow, they really make it possible for you to cheat in this game. Jeez. Boy, it went the scenic route there. Alrighty. Let's get out of here. Alrighty. Oh. Okay. I don't know why it does that, but whatever. Alright. Next on up, we have Lego Creator. So, and thankfully this one does not require the disk to run. And I forgot I have to change the freaking color depth, or the resolution. Whoops. Alrighty, for real this time. Don't worry, you only have to watch this 3 more times. And actually worth noting is that I can't use the Voodoo card on this game, so what you're actually going to be looking at here is the S3 ViRGE. And it doesn't have quite the punch that the Voodoo has, so you'll have to bear with me. Oh, this takes forever to load on this computer.
Hello again. Want to know what a button does?
No.
Click on me. Happy building.
Alrighty, so, I'm not sure if this is software or hardware mode. Like, if you click on this, it changes to software mode, or if it's already in software mode. I believe it's actually already in hardware mode, but, software mode is where it uses the 2D card to run the game, which doesn't work very well. But anyway, yeah, you'll see it's not exactly great. Let's change it to this. Yeah, that's even worse. I'm pretty sure that is software mode. So, yeah, this is not really the ideal way you want to play this game. And let's just for kicks and grins, let's do this. Yeah, definitely not quite, does not quite have the kick to run this game terribly well. I'll make it as fast as it can go. Boy, that turns slow. Jeez. Yeah, I'll be real, I legit could not imagine playing the game like this. Oh my goodness, yeah. Like I said, the S3 ViRGE really isn't quite up to snuff. I don't know why it went to software mode. And one thing that is worth noting is that it also doesn't play the sound in the game world, even though it really should. We'll blow him up, I guess. Or maybe I won't be able to click on the dumb brick. I'm pretty sure that's a destructo brick, but I guess that's not going to work. I think it legit just locked up. What just happened? Hi. Okay, you know what? I can't even bear this any longer. Let's get out of here. That wasn't even worth talking about, honestly. Alright, let's put the resolution back to 640 by 480, because that's how I prefer to have these computers set. At least once this old, anyway. By the way, I actually have that chord as my text message tone on my phone. And all my coworkers found it hilarious. Well, anyway, let's go on to LEGO Racers. Now, I actually have a Microsoft Sidewinder gamepad plugged in right now, and it is worth stating that this game actually has native support for a Microsoft Sidewinder gamepad. So, yay! And this game really doesn't run its cutscenes very well. Like, you'll hear it's completely off sync. It should have been done by now. So we'll just skip right on over that. And I think it might just be because it's using the S3 ViRGE card to render these cutscenes, which isn't the best card around. Ugh. So go ahead and change the controls. Alright, A, B, no, use power up, I guess I'll make that B. Hey, stop doing that. Ugh. Alright, I think that'll work. So we'll just do a quick single race here. I can't pick a track. Just do Desert Adventure Dragway. Oh yeah, I haven't even built anybody aside from the main character, the ones that are already here. Wow, whoops. Did not time that well at all. Also, I had a really crappy music track for this, which is great. So, you'll see it's not amazingly high, but it runs pretty okay. I mean, it already runs a lot better than the Nintendo 64 and especially the PS1 versions. So, yeah, I think it runs pretty well. I mean, the cutscenes notwithstanding, of course. I won't even bother with that green brick. Oh, that was interesting. I didn't even know you could do that. Missed me. Oh, hi. I was trying to get him, but he got me first. I won't even bother with that shortcut. But yeah, I mean, it runs pretty excusably well. It certainly runs a lot better than Creator, that's for sure. And he's gonna hit me. Go figure. Anyway, I guess I'll try one more track. You know, one thing I've certainly noticed is that the video card displays everything really bright. I don't really know what that's about. Now I just want to keep playing because I like this music track. One thing I've certainly noticed is that when the frame rate's lower, the controls are a lot less responsive, which you might say, oh, well that just goes without saying. No, it really doesn't. Some games actually work pretty well even when they're run at low frame rates, but this is not one of those cases. So it's especially apparent when you play the PS1 version. I mean, you'll definitely see this doesn't consistently run at 60 frames a second all the time, but the fact that it's able to hit 60 in a lot of places is pretty impressive, especially considering that even the Nintendo 64 version, which that's a much more powerful console than the PS1, it struggles with this game a bit. I'm not really sure if the 30 frames a second is really how this game was intended to run or not. It's honestly kind of hard to tell. But, yeah. Of course, I've gotten so far ahead of everybody. And I guess I'll show off one more thing before I quit this game. Let's see, video options. Yeah, so this actually has a special driver just for 3DFX cards, which is interesting. And I love how it says DirectX 5 driver. I feel like I've seen it say like 3DFX interactive driver without the DirectX there, but yeah. So, normally it would only say primary display driver, but yeah. Alright, get on out of there. And let's go ahead and start up the fifth and final game, sorry, of this compilation. And we will be doing Rock Raiders. Now, Rock Raiders came out in 1999 and is a bit more tailor-made to Pentium 2 systems with Voodoo 2 cards. It's not particularly well adjusted for Voodoo 1 cards. I'll go on ahead and show this off. Yeah, Savage 3D, I think that's also an S3 card. But yeah, it's actually got a specific Voodoo 2 driver, which I guess we'll use, even though that's not really what... The The Voodoo 2 does use the same drivers as the Voodoo 1, so I don't know. And we'll go ahead and do standard because this is actually a pretty demanding game, so... And the standard version, as opposed to enhanced, lowers a few of the graphical settings. I know it doesn't have like the transitions between menu screens where the rocks fall. Last time you have to watch this, I swear. And it's slowest of all right here, because this is the least compressed version. Woohoo! Any minute now. Any second now. Interestingly, the main cutscenes actually run a little bit better than that one. I mean, it's not perfect, but you'll definitely see it runs at a fairly consistent-ish frame rate. Which, I mean, this one is more compressed, but still. I've played this game a little bit. I never got that far in it. It's definitely unique. It's nothing spectacular, but it's an okay game. If you like real-time strategies, you might enjoy this one. I'd say it bears most resemblance to a Dungeon Keeper, but, so if you like Dungeon Keeper, you might like this one. But, it's an alright game. I do remember the last time I had played it, I got really annoyed with the horrible AI in this game. The pathing AI in this game is just awful. It's so bad. And, you know, it just seems like the Rock Raiders never obey you. They never do what you want them to do. And I just remember I got to the point where I was just screaming at the monitor trying to get them to just work with me, and they wouldn't. And, oh, man. Word to the wise, if you get frustrated easily, don't play this game. And if you don't enjoy long loading times, don't play this game on a Pentium 1. Alright, so here we are. Guess I'll do start game. Oh, I guess I forgot to save the game last time I played. Well, I guess we'll just play this one again. Oh, that video took a while to queue up.
The transporter aboard the LMS Explorer.
So, yeah, definitely something you will notice right away is that the frame rate is not quite up to par. And, by the way, I apologize that it's a little bit cut off up here. Yeah, that's, the Voodoo card displays the picture a little bit higher up than it should. I think it has it's some problem with the vertical sync or something, I don't know. But, yeah, I do apologize about that. That's just how it is. Alright, first off, automatic game speed, we do not want that. I want to change that to low. Options, turn this all the way up. Alrighty, so I believe the main goal of this level is to just find a bunch of energy crystals. Why are you not selecting him? Are you going to select all of them or not? No? Okay. Fine, be that way. And this game actually uses CD audio for the music, so just by the fact that you can hear the music, you know that it works. Actually, I remember what I'm doing. Oh, hi.
Now collect 5 energy crystals.
Will do, I guess.
more energy crystals.
I don't really want to clear away the rubble because they're just going to start picking up all the ore, and I don't want that. Let's just disable ore collecting because it's not needed for this level. No, shoveling's not that high up on the priority list. Why are y'all shoveling these all the way down here? I don't want you doing that. Go up here. No, don't you even think about it.
You have stored 2 energy crystals now.
Alright. See, I can't even get them to do the most basic of tasks. I mean, when you get later in the game where there are more monsters and stuff, and you actually have to fend off your base, what does this say? It gets a little bit frustrating. Major understatement. Man, whenever I hear that noise when they put an energy crystal in the...
5 energy crystals. Mission complete.
Whatchamacallit, I forget what you call it, the main area, you know, you hear that noise, and it's the same noise that you would hear in the Rock Raiders United chat room back when they actually had one, whenever somebody sent a new message, and that's just always what I think about. They're not even going to animate him holding up that clipboard. I guess that's what's supposed to happen when it's in standard mode. But, yeah. Let's just go ahead and load up another mission real quick and see how it fares.
Okay, Rock Raider, we must begin the construction of Rock Raider HQ. We need a
tool store, that's what it was.
Upgrade the tool store and build a section of power path next to it. Next, construct the teleport pad and upgrade it. Build another section of power path next to the teleport pad. When you've collected...
Oh, right, this is the one where you start hearing, a landslide has occurred. Alright, well I need to teleport some dudes down here. I haven't played this game in so long. Alright, no, shoot, how do I... Okay, here we go. What's this? Oh, I need to upgrade it. Nope! Ah! No, that's not what I meant to do! Well, okay, you know what? Let's just get on out of here, because this is not going to be any different. Almost sounded like I was about to drop an F-bomb there. Okay, let's get on out of here. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've never experienced playing LEGO games in old versions of Windows and on old computers, well, I guess you have a little bit to be thankful for, but... yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this little demonstration, and, yeah, I really have nothing else to say other than that, so, goodbye, everybody.